Being agnostic is the stupidest thing you can do. And yes, we're gonna talk about Jesus.
That is quite the strong opener, but let's hear him out. Also, I'm sick while recording. My voice just ain't gonna sound that pleasant.
It takes more faith to be an atheist than it does to be a Christian.
I'm not sure if he knows what atheism is, which is just a position on a single belief proposition. Do you believe a god or gods exist? Mind you, I'm using the lack of belief definition of atheism because it is by far the most common definition used in my experience. So I have to wonder how an atheist is exercising faith by not being convinced a god exists. I feel like this guy thinks of atheism as a worldview like Christianity, which it just isn't.
People say to me, oh my goodness, Danny, you believe in some magical sky daddy. And they would ask me to think logically. But now I'm gonna challenge you to think logically. If I were to tell you to go outside and you look at a beautiful car, and I told you that I threw all the pieces to that car in the air, and then when it landed, it all just fell into place randomly, you would tell me I'm stupid. So I tell you, the systems that we have in our body in itself cannot have been made by chance.
These are not the same. You're oversimplifying hundreds of millions of years of evolutionary history into it happened by chance, and then trying to compare that to dropping a bunch of pieces on the ground and forming a car. I don't see how these are comparable.
Because in Romans it says, for since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities have been clearly seen. What is this saying? It's saying that just by looking at the freaking sky, you know that there's a God.
I am not sure why I should care what Romans says on the matter. Also, I would like to know how you connect that line, because you were saying just by looking at the world around us, you know there is a God.
We have a computer in our brain made out of meat. And you mean to tell me that I'm supposed to believe that that came from an explosion that, by the way, nothing caused?
This is a lot in such a short amount of time. Yes, like so many other animals across the planet, we have a brain, but here you are significantly oversimplifying and falsely describing the history of our universe to Big Boom causes brain to form. The beginning of what we know as our universe came from a single point called the singularity, which expands outward and led to the formation of stars, planets, and other important things. You can read about it here. After all of that, on a planet we call Earth, starting several 100 million years ago, single-celled organisms popped up and soon became multicellular, which then through millions of years of evolution, we get the diversity we have on the planet today, which includes us. You can learn about that here for a general view of evolution, and here for the evolution of hominins. If you noticed, in none of my brief explanation of the universe did I say nothing caused the Big Bang, because that just isn't something anybody actually seems to claim from what I can tell. It just seems to be something thrown around within some religious circles when they think of what an atheist thinks. That is all. Thank you for watching, and remember to never stop learning.